Tenable.io uses connectors, including third-party data connectors, to import assets from other platforms. This furthers the reach of your asset discovery process to cloud providers and other data sources automatically and directly from the Tenable.io console. To begin, we will navigate to Settings and then click on Connectors. If we click the Add button, we can see a list of the available connector types. There are two main types of connectors, those for asset management as well as for container security. Notice the top section has a list of third-party vendors. Configuring these will import any assets that exist inside of them directly to Tenable.io, along with some associated metadata. If you are using the container security application in Tenable.io, you can also add connectors to pull in images from these supported registries, or view the image analysis gathered from your deployed Tenable container security scanners. It is important to note that using these connectors to discover your assets requires you to configure the platform the connector will integrate with first, and then create the connector. In this video, we will be using Amazon Web Services as the example, and what that means is, before adding the AWS connector, we must first configure AWS to allow the connector to function and gather data. Those instructions are available here in the Tenable documentation site for AWS, as well as all of the other connectors that Tenable supports. Looking at the configuration details of this connector, there are two methods of integrating with AWS. You can enter an access key and secret key, or use auto discovery, which allows you to automatically discover all accounts within one AWS organization. Alternatively, you can add additional accounts manually. Next is configuring the CloudTrail's access. The connector uses CloudTrail to monitor the state of your assets, for example, stopped or running. To add a new CloudTrail, click the Add button. Tenable.io will connect to your AWS account and identify all available CloudTrails. Select the one you would like to use for this connector and click Done. Lastly, schedule how often you would like the assets to be imported. And click the Save button. Tenable.io will begin importing your assets. To identify assets gathered from this connector, navigate to the Assets workbench. Here we can create a simple filter for all assets identified by the AWS connector.